So let's try to bring some of this to life then. Right. So let's start with AI. Now, before I give you all a case study here, I think I really need to explain some of the unique features of this technology, because what really makes AI and AR as well, we'll talk about, unique from other technologies. What makes them unique between themselves? Because there can be confusion between that, and rightfully so. So I'm going to start with asking you another question. Hopefully, see how we go here. Okay, great. So AI has a set of features which collectively make it truly unique from other technologies. 3 of them are listed on your phones, hopefully. One of them's an oddball. So what do you reckon the oddball is? This time we don't have to do hands. So yes, so good diversity coming in here. That's great. But clearly, now clearly it's polynomial correlation. Yeah. All right. So I think we're seeing where it's going to land. Yeah, that's right. So the key word there is really the word unique in that setting. So of course AI will be used for automation, but so are other technologies. So you're not going to uniquely use AI for that. So what is AI? AI is, really the definition of this is technology that teaches computers how to perceive, think, and learn like humans. And it has 5 unique features that collectively, because that's the thing, that working together, these 5 features make it unique from everything else. So the first thing in AI is pattern recognition. So the ability to find regularities in data, which again in retail and most companies, you've been doing that for 10 years of machine learning. Doesn't mean it can't be done better, but that's something that should be tangible and real, because machine learning is AI. It's just an objective of AI. The next feature is our statistical methods. So statistical methods, they underpin AI models. You'll use it for classification. You'll use it for categorization. You'll use it for recommendation. You'll use it for prediction, and you'll use it for classification. And probably is a whole talk just to talk about all these models and all their merits and everything. But the point here is that is a grounding foundation of technology. Processing capacity is also one that's important, an important feature. So it interprets, manipulates, and generates data and content in the time you need and the volume you need. So it's that feature. And then the last 2, language processing. So the ability to interpret, manipulate, and generate human-like information, so text and audio. And then visual processing, the ability to interpret, manipulate, and generate, generate AI, images and video, so visual information. So all those collectively make AI unique. So let me bring that to life a little bit with a case study, and I think it'll also bring this particular use case alive as well, so it kind of serves 2 purposes. So I want to use something for the first one outside of retail, because perhaps most of you, many of you, might not have heard it. So I think it's always good to look things outside of industry as well. So this one is from the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas. And this one is a virtual concierge. They call it Rose Virtual Concierge. So their problem, their unique problem, and maybe not unique, but others have maybe some of this too, but their problem anyway, was that they had customers coming to their hotel that, frankly, weren't their customers. They were somebody else's customers. They were online travel agencies' customers. So they've been trying, for years to different means to build relationships with them, obviously to have them come back and in other ways that they can improve the relationship and also, of course, increase sales. So they use this virtual capability to offer them They promoted it. These customers or customers to be would not have to wait in line for information. And the second, this is my point before about how it's important to human life. The second they started using this, they really liked it. So it just grabbed them. Then they were very impressed how quickly it learned about, they don't know these customers. This is new. They don't know their preferences, nothing. So they had to quickly learn as they're interacting. So they would see that. Recommendations for dining in the hotel or other options, maybe things to do outside, and then it would be practical. It would actually transact and be able to integrate with other systems to make things happen for them. In the end, what it did for them, per surveys, 33% customer happiness or satisfaction, those that use it, those that didn't, and 30% sales increase. So basically, when now these customers stayed at the hotel, 30% discount using Rose versus ones that's not. So I think you can see some of the features coming out of this too, right? You can see with this example, you can see the language processing. You can see the statistical methods to quickly learn about the customer and make recommendations for them, right? You can see some of these things coming out in this example. So let's do AR now. Similar exercise. 4 things, one doesn't belong. What do you recommend? So I'm actually waiting. This one is interesting. Okay, all right, fully virtual. I guess just not that. That is the correct answer. That is the oddball. But it's very interesting to see this dynamic. Yeah, it's very interesting. And that's why I'm taking this time to do this. Right? So, yeah, the AR by definition is enhancing a person's real environment with digital content information overlay. So that's what AR is inherently about. AR has 4 unique features that collectively work together to make it what it is. And the first one is content overlay. And that is not only putting digital information within a user's real-world environment, but it's also doing it in a way that they can accept. It's rendered properly. You don't have things in a wearable that's not aligned with your eyes. All these things, frankly, create a not-so-real environment. So in one sense, you might think inherently, okay, virtual sounds a little bit maybe more involved, it's like an escape, and virtual applies to retail too, the showrooms, and we can talk about that offline more. But when you think about it, the real has to be real. If it's not real, they won't use it. So that's the content overlay portion. Then you have interactive overlay. An interactive overlay is where you have control features, where you're able to interact now with the content, with the experience. It also has other feedback mechanisms. So maybe you get points, maybe something happens, and you get a vibration. So that's also part of the interactive experience as well. That makes up that feature they are. Then the other part is what we call omnimodal interactions. It's a mouthful, I know, but breaking that down. So the first part is actually multisensory. So it is audio, certainly it is video, 2D and 3D, but there's also taste and smell. And many of you might have heard about these cases, though they're not going to be in commercial use for about another 5 to 10 years. But the application of the retail industry is, and hospitality, amazing, just amazing. But but not quite ready. But just think about the opportunity, right, to be able to smell the fragrance now online. Assuming you can have that all set up. You know, there's things that your computer's not just gonna, at least, well, can. That's a whole other topic. I won't get into that. So, but it takes some things that they're doing to do that. But that you can imagine that's all AR. That is still AR. And then the final feature called AR Experience Curation, another kind of mouthful. But what that is taking those other, oh, sorry, I forgot one OmniMotive. My apologies, I want to go back. So OmniMotive, I said, had two things. It has multi-sensory, it also has multi-device. So obviously it's one of the complications of anything, any software that works on various platforms. You know, I have to do that with my website. With AR, even more so, right? Because you have wearables, and frankly, a lot of this, of course, also is not going to be your devices. It's going to be someone else's devices, and it has to work as best possible. But the last one is called AR Experience Curation, and that's really taking the other three features and making it all work together to bring that real world experience that we talked about. It's got to be at the right speed, the right latency. It's got to integrate with other systems to bring a true experience that they want to happen. If not, then it's, you know, again, it's kind of shunned away, put in the rubbish bin. So let me bring this to life as well with an example. And Heather, we can go over a couple minutes, right? Okay, cool. So I have a few more minutes here. With our multi-meter complications, so I was hoping I had to do good. So this AR example is in the retail space. So this one is with American Eagle. And this one is an interactive fitting room example. So what American Eagle they wanted to do is, remember we talked about the stat before, 65% of customers want an AR experience in store. So that is this case study. So they wanted to create a unique experience. They wanted to bring customers in. But the other thing they wanted to solve is conversion rate. They wanted to solve conversion rate because customers were coming in, they were trying things on, and walking out. And they weren't getting upsell. Sometimes they go to competitors. Sometimes they may buy online, that's fine, but they weren't getting the other things they were looking for. So they partnered with Ayla, Ayla Technologies. They're the kiosk manufacturer. Because, you know, it's basically a smart kiosk. In this case, it wasn't actually a mirror per se, but you know, it's a kiosk. And you now have the ability, much like the online environment, you have the ability to try on clothing. You know, try on a blouse, try on a shirt. You can engage with it with product information. You can request physical try-on with that, and it integrates with staff's mobile phones to let them know to, you know, I'd like to try on this one, you know, I also like to try on that one. And you can even begin your purchase experience through that as well. And what that did in the end is that increased their sales immediately, within months, you know, obviously not immediately a day, but within a few months after launch by 8%, and increased their sales. And then because you had this now online experience, if you like, in store, they could see all the interactions. Getting back to we talk about the feedback loop with the technology. It provides the feedback back to American Eagle as well, to understand what they're looking at, dwell times, the things that they're looking at and picking. So it changed their whole merchandising, the way they laid out their store.